Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
And Marianne behind the camera.
And welcome to Cavalcade at Home. Mayor, why don't you come over here and just give our friends a little view. We got snow today. And you can kind of see, I've already shoveled twice and I'm just so over winter. Right, Mayor?
Right.
Aren't we? I did, even though the studio is just blocks from here, it's like we're staying in today, and my neighbor across the street helped, had his big monster snow thrower out this morning, and helped with the snow removal. And so I thought, you know what? How about we make Lloyd some muffins? Doesn't that sound good?
That does.
And I know Lloyd likes them. So anyway, we're going to make some applesauce muffins today, Mare, here in our home kitchen. So this is an easy recipe. So let me show our friends what I've got here, all right? So I've got a big bowl, and we're going to start with that. I've got 2 eggs at room temperature. Let me put those in. 1, 2. Okay. Then let me just beat those up a little bit in this large bowl. So, and on top of all the snow, it's cold, isn't it, Mare?
Very cold.
Yeah, very cold. Okay, so we've got our 2 eggs in, okay? I'm going to put in 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And Marianne, you know this about measuring brown sugar.
Gotta pack it in there.
You gotta pack it in. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna break it up a little bit. So we've got our brown sugar, and then I have got 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. We're gonna put that in there. And then, you know what, Mary, you can't have a applesauce muffin without applesauce. So here's a cup of applesauce. Use whatever kind you like. And
should it be sweetened or unsweetened?
Yeah, it doesn't. You know, this actually is you buy the unsweetened kind, because I took it out of your jar, Mare. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But you know, the unsweetened kind, depending, I had some just out of the jar. Yeah. I actually thought it was sweet.
Yeah.
If you would have told me it was just regular applesauce, I wouldn't have known the difference.
Plus, if you like sweeter muffins, then you can use sweetened apples.
Yes. If you know, these muffins aren't overly sweet, but they're sweet. You know, I've got sugar in here, so either one is fine. You know, a natural if you want. Just don't use the applesauce with the cinnamon already mixed in.
Yeah. Okay,
because that will alter the flavor. All right, so we've got basically our wet ingredients. Oh, now you can use 1/2 cup of some kind of fruit here. You could use raisins, which I didn't have. You could use chopped dates, or any other kind of dried fruit that's chopped up, apricots, whatever. You know what, Mare? I had dried cranberries, which we like. So I'm going to put those in here, okay? 1/2 cup of those. And we'll get those mixed in. Now, I have got over here, I've got a 1 3/4 cup of flour. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, so those are our spices. So let me just kind of mix all these together here in the bowl and get them incorporated. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. You know what I like about making muffins, Mare?
What?
Well, most of the time, as in the case with these, All you need are bowls and a whisk and a spatula. You don't need to break out the big stand mixer or anything like that, okay? So I'm gonna take the whisk out of the way here. Let's put in our dry ingredients. Now we're just gonna fold this in together until it's just combined. The thing is too, we don't want to overmix. Who likes a tough muffin?
Nobody.
Thank you. All right, are you getting this, Toots?
Yes, I am.
All right, so we're gonna just keep turning here until we get the batter all mixed in. You don't want to see any of the dried flour. You want to make sure everything's wet. Now, this should make a dozen, okay? Now you have a couple of options here. If you want to use a standard cupcake muffin pan, which is what I'm going to be using, you can either grease it or I love those little liners. I know there's something about these that remind me of when we were kids, Marianne. I don't know what it was. I think because Mom made cupcakes a lot.
Yeah.
And she always used these.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I like to use them. And frankly, they make cleanup a lot better. So, all right. So now we've got our batter. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, while we're doing all of this, I turned the oven on, Marianne, to 400 degrees. Okay?
Okay.
So it's been preheating. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to fill these muffin cups here with our batter. You don't want them right up to the top, but you should have it at least 85% of the way. They will, you know, it's got baking powder, baking soda in it, so they're gonna lift up a little bit. So I'm gonna finish filling these, and we'll come back and put them in our oven. They're gonna bake for, what have I got, 20 to 25 minutes at 400 degrees. Okay. Check that out, Mare. So really, it's just the right amount for a dozen muffins. Okay, let me double check. We're at 400 degrees. I'm gonna put these in the middle, on the middle rack. And let's set the timer for 20 minutes. And might need a few more minutes, but I like to check it at 20. Always better to check early than let it go too long, right?
Right.
Okay. And I'm going to clean up a little bit and we'll be back. Applesauce muffins on the way. The timer went off. And I'm looking at these and they look nice. Now, look at that. You can give them a little press and do they spring back? And they do. And then if you want to be extra sure, you can take a toothpick here and put it in the middle, and if it's not wet, and it's not, then they're done. So I'm gonna transfer these to a rack. Then, come on over here, Mare. Let me get another pot holder. I'm going to turn them out. Like that. And we'll put them right side up. They're hot. And I'll put this other one here. Come on. Sometimes that's the other reason why I love these liners, is it really does, you know, they're really just parchment paper, but it really does help with the release coming out of the muffin pan. All right, so they smell good, they look good. How do they taste? We'll find out, but we need to let them cool off a little bit first. They're just too warm. So, Mary, we've got to give them a good 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
And you can have them warm, but you can't have them hot. So, we'll come back. We've been waiting. Marianne, I've got the muffins have cooled off. I've got some nice soft butter here. Get a little plate. Come on in here, Mary. Let's get a knife and let's just see what we got here with our muffin. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Now, take a little bit of this butter. Well, first, let me have the muffin without the butter. Although, you know, I'm a believer that muffins and rolls are really butter delivery systems. Nice. Moist. You're getting the spice from the cinnamon, the nutmeg. Not a super sweet muffin. Not a sugary muffin. I like that about it. Oh, that butter. Mm-hmm. This is really good. You know who's gonna like these?
Me?
Yeah. And hopefully our friend across the street.
Oh, and I was also thinking that those applesauce cranberry muffins would be good if you had a Thanksgiving brunch. Because the
Perfect.
cranberries go with Thanksgiving.
They do, and apples are kind of autumn, right?
Yeah.
So, applesauce. So, here it is. The applesauce cranberry muffin. Cavalcade at home. Sis, thanks for working the camera.
You're welcome.
We thank all of our food friends out there for just spending a few minutes with us as we made this little treat here at the house. The snow has stopped, so that's good. And we'll look forward to seeing you again real soon. Maybe at home, maybe back at the studio, but we'll be seeing you. And still then, stay warm, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.